Chapter 8. Family Emergency. Sam limped his way to the house, the agony in his leg making every step a grimace. He dragged the bike around to the back porch, leaning it gently against the wall. "Don't worry," he muttered, patting the handlebars. "I'll get you fixed up in no time." "Mom!" "I'm home," he yelled, pushing open the back door. The comforting aroma of his mom's cooking, a mix of garlic and something simmering, wafted from the kitchen. "Go take a shower, honey," his mom called out, her voice warm and busy. "Your dad will be home soon for dinner." Later, at the dinner table, the clinking of forks against plates filled the silence. Sam pushed his food around, his mind replaying the afternoon's terrifying encounter. The image of the beast, its snarling face and glowing eyes, was burned into his memory. He tried to make sense of it, but it was like trying to catch smoke. He was tempted to tell them everything about the encounter, hoping it might help solve the mystery of what he'd seen. But the thought of being grounded for the rest of the year quickly silenced him. "What happened to you, Sam?" His dad's voice cut through his thoughts, sharp with concern. Sam looked down, realizing his father had spotted the angry red scrapes on his hands and forearms. He instinctively tried to pull his shorts down further, attempting to cover the worst of the road rash. Nothing," he stammered, forcing a nervous laugh. "I was just out on the wood trail today. Riding on the fast lane. Took a curb a little too fast and, ended up in the bushes." His dad chuckled, a nostalgic glint in his eyes. "At least you're okay. I remember those fast lanes myself." Dinner finished, Sam retreated to the sanctuary of his room. He flopped onto his bed, staring at the ceiling, but his mind refused to quiet. The beast, the impossible speed, the sheer terror, it all swirled together in a dizzying kaleidoscope. Around 5 in the morning, the pre-dawn stillness was shattered by the shrill ring of the phone. Moments later, his mom appeared in his doorway, her silhouette framed by the dim hallway light. "Sam," she whispered, her voice tight with worry. "Grandpa fell down the stairs. He's at the hospital. Get some clothes ready, honey. We'll be gone for about 4 days." Drowsy and disoriented, Sam pushed himself out of bed and shuffled to the bathroom. He splashed cold water on his face, trying to shake off the lingering sleep. As he lifted his hands to dry them, he froze. All the scrapes from his hands and arms were gone. The angry road rash that had covered his skin just hours before was now nothing more than a faint, almost invisible, pink smudge. Sam stared at his reflection, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Wait, what?" Chapter 9. The Ride Down. Sam had always loved the drive to his grandparents' house. It was usually a symphony of open roads, the blur of ever-changing landscapes outside the window, the cheerful ritual of casual rest stop breaks, and the easy flow of conversation with his parents. But not this time. This journey was heavy, each mile laden with worry and uncertainty. The usual hum of the tires on the asphalt, the distant rush of passing cars, the occasional chirping of birds from roadside trees, and the low murmur of his parents' voices were all present, but they felt distant, muted by the knot of anxiety in Sam's stomach. What was once a pleasant escape now felt like an endless, boring trek. Not even the vivid, terrifying memory of his encounter with the beast, nor the baffling, sudden healing of his wounds, could pierce through the grim reality of his grandpa being in the hospital. The cheerful pop songs playing softly on the radio were just noise, failing to uplift the oppressive mood in the car. After what felt like an eternity, the car finally pulled into the hospital parking lot. The sudden quiet of the engine cutting off was jarring. His grandma was waiting for them in the sterile, brightly lit waiting area, her face etched with worry. After a shared embrace, a torrent of questions poured from Sam's parents. His grandma, her voice tight with emotion, explained that Grandpa had suffered a broken hip and a dislocated shoulder. He was, at this very moment, in surgery. The waiting game. The hospital waiting area was a purgatory of hushed voices and flickering fluorescent lights. The air was thick with the scent of antiseptic and stale coffee. Time stretched, elastic and slow, as they waited for news of Grandpa. The quiet hum of medical machinery from down the hall, the occasional page over the intercom, and the soft rustle of magazines being turned were the only sounds breaking the oppressive silence. Boredom, heavy and insistent, finally dragged Sam down. He slumped in his chair, head lolling to one side, and drifted off into a restless doze. His sleep was anything but peaceful. He found himself caught in a series of incredibly vivid dreams. In one dream, he was the hunted, a terrified rabbit, heart-hammering, being relentlessly pursued through a dense, shadowy forest by an unseen, powerful predator. Every snapped twig, every rustle of leaves sent shivers of pure panic through him. Then, the dream shifted. A chilling, disorienting transformation. He was no longer the prey. He was the predator. He saw the world through the beast's eyes, a kaleidoscope of heightened senses. The scent of fear was pungent, the distant thumping of a terrified heart, a thrilling drumbeat. He felt the raw power in its muscles, the thrill of the chase, the instinct to hunt. He was the unknown creature, stalking, running, the forest a blur of green and shadow as he relentlessly pursued something, or someone, with an insatiable hunger. Every moment unfolded, clear and terrifying.